Be me. Hanging in a pine forest with the homies. Homies are trying to be open-minded and shit. Homies are Protestant, but you know. LUKEWARM. Be evil. Being actually good is hard F. Not after that. Homies open-mindedly bring along some Islamic practitioners. And their GFs. Bring booze. My booze. Not for Protestants or Muslims. We hike for a while getting to the high ground in the pine flats. Don't want to get rained on in the low ground. Christ buddies are collecting things that interest them or talking fishing. Allah individuals are talking about how their lives are testament to their Divine Father. Have seen their Divine Father. Like Vishnu, but only 5 arms. Always holds a Kalashnikov, and rebounds per game, an opium poppy, and mass-produced Chinese machete. Allah is pretty chill most of the time. Smoke hash and opium. Beats women. Yahweh is more intense. Like corn, but instead of skulls and blood, it's foreskins and Manischewitz. Their women walk 20 feet behind us with their arms crossed the whole time. Get to camp. Been staying hydrated. Makes the drinking more fun. Set up camp. See if the boys want to party. No one brought any party juice because open-mindedness. Ask God's warriors if they brought any party material. They have hash. Based desert people. Smoking hash with the Sandmen. Their women don't get any. Kick internally. They thick though. Christ brothers go away because hash isn't okay. Don't feel bad. My decisions are not made by literature. Allah brothers are high F. Make a fire. Drinking in front of them because my magic is bigger. Cross-faded. Ask him if they want to see some shit. They say yes. Vomit concentrated magic on the fire. Portal tears open. A racist skeleton appears. Says all manner of racial slurs. Throws some gang signs. Goes away. Muslims stare at me. Christ brothers come back. Camp goes pretty well. Get everyone to drink with me despite my prior notion. Smoke menthols. Be unquestioned. Be me. Working as gas attendant on a 3rd shift. Gets pretty quiet around 2 to 3 a.m. Then pulls up with a male driver. 2 older black women in the back. One a mother, the other the daughter, both equally fat and acting ridiculous as niggers do. Mother is visibly upset because their vehicle has run out of gas. Can barely even speak to the women because she is hysteric. Male comes around and gives me a red 2-gallon container. Tells me he drove past them up the road and saw they were distraught. They were with another male, the mom's BF I guess. Tells me he offered to give them a ride and the male stayed behind. It's now 4:30 and 2 cops with lights on have pulled into the convenience store attached. Duffug.jpg. I stay in my little booth because it's cold and not my problem. Then a voice comes over in my headset radio. Hey Anon, did you sell 2 women a think of gas earlier tonight? Yay. Was there a man with them? Yay. He's the one who bought it for them, said their car ran out up the road. Could you come in real quick? I go in, and the first thing I notice is the place is filled with the smell of gas. The mom is standing there covered in the gas I sold them. Still fucking hysterical. I answer some rudimentary questions just to verify the time and all that. Apparently when they got back an argument took place with the male that stayed behind. So like any reasonable person would do. He fucking poured the gas they needed on her and then attempted to set her on fire. But here is the kicker. It wasn't the first time he tried to do it. I just don't understand people that do dumb shit like this. I'll start. Be me. 20 years old Croatian student. Looking for a summer job to get some cash before UNI starts. Friend that lives on one of the islands tells me a captain of a tourist ship is looking for crew members. Always like goodboats.jpg. Learn there's only 2 people working, captain and his buddy. Buddy is good for nothing dipshit, only got the job cause he's captain's friend. Captain is experienced sailor, teaches me everything. Work 12 hours every day, sometimes alone because dipshit buddy is always drunk or hangover and doesn't even show up. Pay isn't much, the job is hard as shit since I do 90% of the work, captain has to steer the ship so can't help me, still love every minute of it. When I get free time I talk with tourists and try to score QT 3.14s. Get built because of constant hard work, look like Popeye on steroids. Best job ever. MP4. Last week on the ship, give Captain notice so he can find replacement. Cap finds a fat and experienced kid to replace me and asks me to teach him everything. Haven't seen dipshit buddy on the ship for a week now. Kid is basically useless, but he's got heart. Teach him how to tie the ropes after leaving port. Kid just can't seem to get the hang of it. One day we sail out on strong winds. Cap puts me on horde control so tourists don't get jumpy. Kid has to tie ropes. He doesn't. PNG. About 6 nanometers off the coast, tourist knocks the rope over while nobody's watching. Rope gets tied up into the propeller, ship stops. We're adrift in buttfuck nowhere while the wind is wrecking our shit. Cap tells me to go under and cut the rope free. I'd how deep it was where we were, but the water was dark as shit as seen from ship. Nevertheless it was that or we drift for hours or sink due to wind. Take off my shirt and jump into the freezing hell water. Cap throws me the mask and a knife. Swim to the propeller and start cutting. Constant feeling something is watching me. Go out for air, rope is a thick bitch. Dive back and look into the deep. I'll keep it short. Be me gun and outdoors enthusiast. Going on a trip to a local lake in a national park. There's me. Watson skinny artsy guy. Vicky my crush. Susan her slutty friend. Clint Susan's jock cousin. Get to the lake, have fun swimming. Decide to rent a boat and go to the island in the middle of the lake for a hike and to take pictures. Get there, everything's going great. Out of nowhere everything goes quiet. Then there's a terrible smell. Like mix of copper and ball sweat. Tall wide faceless humanoid rushes. Nope. Run like a bitch. Make it to the boat. Halfway to shore notice Watson isn't in the boat. We unanimously agree that he will be missed. Get to shore and drop off boat. Walk back to car and shit bricks. Watson is waiting for us next to the car. We are all weirded out. Fuck it, at least he's alive and we don't have to deal with cops. Entire ride he never says a word and stares right ahead. Drop him off first even though he lives out of the way. Don't want to be alone in the car with this weirdo. Get to his house and he's still sitting there like a statue. Tell him get out, this is your house, retard. Shuffles without even taking his bag. We just throw it on his lawn and take off. So here's what happened. Be me, avid fisherman. Going out to fish at the river one night. I like moonless night to conceal my presence. Wade in nice and deep. Start slapping fish out of the water like a bear. Over the sound of the fish flopping around all over the riverbank I can hear some kind of weird boat rowing noise. Sink down in the water to hide. The rowing sound gets closer and closer. Hear a mysterious plunk in the darkness. This is getting weird, so I decide to head out. Get tangled up in some kind of invisible string. Immediately begin thrashing and struggling. Strange voice says, what the hell? Bump against something solid, some kind of animal with a hard, outer shell. I am bear.jpg. Roar and unsheath myself from the water, ramming the monster head on. Managed to get it flipped over. Some kind of weird, fleshy appendage reaches out to grab my leg. Grab a hold of it and push it under until it stops trying to grab me. Kick it away and thrash my way back to shore. End up having to ditch my clothes and my fish. I woke up this morning and apparently the beast managed to drown a man who was out fishing. Didn't even eat him. Apparently it likes fishermen, so who knows what might have happened had it not been for my quick thinking. What do you guys think it was? Some kind of giant oyster which can spit out a web like a spider? The string wasn't adhesive and it broke pretty easily. Stuff like praying to saints and then an illness goes away doesn't sound too convincing. Be me. Do rituals. Things happen. But with angels. Smart ass comes in. Prays to saints. Contracts malaria. Dies. Dies wise. Also. Catholic. Be me. Be baptized Catholic. Enter church. Get the idea that it is all pure shit. Fast forward. The church crumbles and vomits shit left and right. Learn their history, it's shit. Learn everything. Verified shit. It was shit all along. And I'd quit more to vomit here, I'd Why do you think Catholics have any answers to life, faggot? I could tell you the truth, but you wouldn't appreciate it. There's another Christ, not online, go be wanting to find. Alrighty, here we go. Be me, 4th grade. Early Saturday morning. Wake up suddenly. See black figure the size of my older brother climbing down from top bunk. Think it's my brother, wonder what he's doing up at this hour. Maybe he needs to use the bathroom. Follow him out of curiosity, try to talk to him. He doesn't respond. Keep persisting for some reason. Shout his name as he walks into the lit hallway. He's completely pitch black, reflecting no light whatsoever. This clearly isn't my brother. Still think it's him for some reason. It walks down the hallway into the living room. Follow it. Shadow person disappears. Sudden rush of dread and fear. Scream for my dad, who's just in the other room. Dad rushes in, asks what's wrong. Explain what happened. Dad has me, him and my brother pray together. For context, my dad's a pastor. Never see it again after. Be me. Working at coffee shop. Right off the highway in a small cozy town. One day was working one other person, she's in the back and I'm up front. Slow early afternoon, not a lot customers, 3 people in the shop at the time when suddenly this dude limps in looking like he hadn't slept in days. You could smell his beau from the moment he walked in. Clothes crusted in questionable stains. Carrying a black briefcase and backpack. His left leg was wrapped up in what looked to be a bloody torn-up t-shirt, obviously broken. He's not stumbling like on drugs, drunk, but you could tell he'd seen some shit recently and he winced in pain every time he took a step. Dude walks up to my counter. Him in thick Middle Eastern accent, shakily. Can I please have water? Me, yes. Give dude water. Dip in the back quick, tell co-worker about this dude. She wants to call the police and I'm like, no way, he needs a doctor. Walk back up front. He's sitting at a table, I sit with him. I guess I'll throw my story in. I believe I posted it before on /x/ but it was a while ago and I haven't seen it posted since. Be me, 15. School camp at Tasmania, island state of Australia for those who don't know where that is. Don't worry, we sometimes forget Tassie too. Going to Port Arthur for the day and then back in the night for a ghost tour? For those who don't know, Port Arthur was once a convict prison for typically the worst of the worst in the 1800s. One of the worst mass shootings in history also occurred there. Nowadays it's like a museum. Day trip is fun. Learn a bit, run around, etc. Visit a bright yellow house called the Parsonage where a parson lived. It was also a post office for a time. Now it's been turned into a little museum for the place. Feel a little unnerved inside, but chalk it up to it just being an old house with some creepy old-timey images in it. Fast forward to night and the ghost tour? Tour starts at an unholy church. The ground hadn't been consecrated and the church was unfinished. Ghost tour guide is telling a spooky story about the church. All of a sudden hear a woman clearly screaming deep into the grounds in the dark. Me and friend look at each other like, what the fuck was that? Ask other people if they heard it. Oddly enough, some did, some didn't. Weird as shit. Maybe just a fake speaker? Or a person from a different group getting scared? Still strange how only some people heard it but some didn't. Either way, time to move on the next place. The parsonage.